Have you ever made a decision to lose weight, pay off debt, improve a relationship, or really improve yourself in any way, fell off, and started over and over and over again until you silently gave up or forgot that you had a goal until months later? If so, you're not alone. I'll admit that I am right there with you. And it's something that I've dealt with for many years, and I'm sure many others have as well. So today, we're going to talk about how we can become more self-controlled so we can follow through with our decisions and stop restarting. The two elements we need to master to break this cycle is decision making and commitment. I remember when I was about 33 years old, I said I was going to buckle down and get into the best shape of my life. And I would have some really great weeks of exercise and clean eating, followed by some not so great weeks. I would have a great month of progress and controlled actions, followed by a month of giving into the sweet temptations of empty calories and skipped workout sessions. And I would keep giving myself fresh starts, but it wasn't helping me. And before I knew it, a whole year passed and I didn't make any real progress. I was frustrated, embarrassed, disappointed, and I didn't want to share or talk to anyone about my goals because I feared their judgments. I got tired of being in this loop. So I did some self-reflection, I got a coach, and I realized something about myself and many other people as well when it comes time to make decisions and commit to them. Our struggles with making decisions and committing to them often stem from fear. Fear of failure, disappointment, pain, judgment, and the unknown. Starting over is so much easier than actually confronting our fears. It's really an out to avoid the discomfort and the accountability of real commitment. Starting over is less about progress and more about staying in this cycle of good intentions without any real results. And the truth is, we need those setbacks to learn and grow from them. Real progress comes when we stop giving ourselves permission to reset and instead make a firm decision to persevere. Commitment isn't about perfection. It's about adjusting, adapting, and staying the course no matter what the setbacks. The key is learning to see each setback as an opportunity to improve our approach. Thinking this way is going to allow us to build momentum, resilience, and truly hold ourselves accountable. The word decision has a Latin origin, which means to cut off. The word commitment also has a Latin origin, which means to entrust or to fully engage. So if we're cutting off all the other options to move forward with one and fully engaging that path, it's going to be something we should not take lightly. And it may require us to put in some additional thought, preparation, and possibly some training before we even start the journey. I didn't actually end up hitting my health goal till I was almost 35. And what I had to understand is the commitment that that decision would require before I can actually accomplish my goal. It's like starting a new job. You have to know the duties you're expected of doing first before you accept the position. That way you know if you're currently even capable of accomplishing the job. And as I mentioned earlier, a lot of the struggle we have with decisions and commitment stems from fear. They're going to expose us to the possibility of failure, losing freedoms, the unknown, confronting past traumas and disappointment. So if we're able to consider these things beforehand, we'll find that we're able and capable of making much better decisions. A good way to know if you're ready to face these kind of fears is to determine if your reason for wanting the outcome you desire outweighs your possible fears that you may have to face. Answer these questions. What is your true goal and why is it important to you? What is the likelihood of you failing? And even if you do, is that worse than you never trying and living in regret? What freedoms and luxuries may you need to temporarily give up? Is the unknown worse than the pain of what is guaranteed to happen if you don't make a change? Do you possibly need to deal with any past trauma or disappointments that may hold you back before you make the decision to commit to this new journey? The answers to these questions should help you figure out if you're ready to fully engage or if you need to take a little bit of time to prepare before making the decision to commit. And if you need time to prepare before committing to these decisions, that's okay. And there's typically four main reasons I've found that these type of fears pop up. And we need to be aware of them. That way we can properly prepare. One of the reasons they come up is a lack of trust in ourselves and others, or maybe in God. So we try to control everything. Another is insecurities, doubts about our self-worth and our abilities to follow through. Limiting beliefs instilled by society is another reason, because they teach us to keep all of our options open and glorify instant gratification. And the fourth reason is maybe avoiding accountability. So that way negative judgments aren't made by others or by ourselves about ourselves. So once you're aware of why this fear or concern may be popping up, you can then address it. And here are 5 practical ways, methods, and ideas that you can use to do that. 1, realize that commitment and temporary restrictions lead us to freedom. For example, a person on a budget has limits on the money they can spend. And those limits allow them to get out of debt, to save, invest, buy a home, travel, and build real wealth, which leads them to a more freeing life. Number 2, learn to focus on the small commitments that you can easily accomplish. This is going to help you build confidence and trust and self-worth. A person who is struggling to commit to exercising 5 days a week for an hour per day can scale it back and first start by doing 10 minutes a day, 3 days a week, and build from there, which is going to help them again build that confidence and trust in themselves. Number 3, address limiting beliefs and past traumas. You can actually seek therapy, coaching, or just begin to self-reflect by meditating or journaling. Give yourself a little bit of grace and then start to question those beliefs. Come up with new serving beliefs and reframe those traumatic experiences. Think of how those old traumas can work in your favor and how they have prepared you for the life in front of you versus is holding you back to the life behind you. Number 4, release control of the outcomes. Realize the only thing you control is your actions in this moment. And if the actions you take line up with the results you desire, things are going to work out in your favor as long as you keep taking those actions. And number 5, learn that accountability is your friend. If you fear what others will say, you may need to build a better support system. If you fear what others may say, it could be your own inner voice that you need to address. So you may want to try creating a more positive surrounding and support system. Find a mentor, a friend, family member, or coach who understands where you are or who's been where you are and can really empathize with you. To start making better decisions and committing to those decisions, try taking some time to really consider what committing to your decisions means beforehand. If you do, you're going to be putting yourself in a much better position to follow through and actually achieve your goals. After considering what the commitment looks like, you need to then create a plan that's going to eliminate all other outcomes as best as possible. Set up your life to follow the path you have chosen and try and build some barriers to keep you honest and moving forward in the right direction. I want to share with you that this information I'm sharing with you is not just for you, but for me as well. And it's something that I'm currently applying to my own life, especially here on my journey on the YouTube platform. And I'll be honest, it's not perfect, it's not always pretty, but there's fulfillment in progress and letting go of control and trusting in God's plan. So let's do this. Share what decisions you're considering or what decisions you've already committed to And put those in the comments. That way we can hold each other accountable here in this community. I hope this information has inspired you and is useful to help you become a more self-controlled individual who has improved decision making and follow through with their commitments. That way, you can begin to live a life of purpose and fulfillment the way you desire and the way God intended for you to. Now, as always, go take advantage of all the opportunity life gives you to grow and have a victorious day. Peace.